Yeah, my dear soldiers, let us talk about the next question. CA Mukul is an external auditor of Beige Limited, a large company engaged in manufacturing of fast moving consumer goods. After addressing internal audit function of the company, CA Mukul decided to use the internal auditor of the company to provide direct assistance. See what happens if you read SA 610 using the work of internal auditor. First of all, internal auditor is appointed by management. We are known as the external auditor. We are the people who conduct the audit and who will express the opinion on the financial statement. That is our job as an auditor. So that is what we do. So please understand, my dear soldiers, it is the internal auditor who will perform all the activity will be performed as far as the or internal audit is concerned. They don't express any opinion on the financial statement. So what happens, SA 16 is a standard where as an external auditor, I can use the work of the internal auditor, that is as per SA 16 using the work of internal auditor. And sometimes what happens, I take the assistance of the internal auditor for supporting me in my work. So take example, we have a concept of direct assistance. Now what is direct assistance? It is the use of internal auditor to perform audit procedures under direction, supervision, review of the external auditors. Again I repeat, it is a direct assistance is nothing but it's a use of internal auditor to perform the audit procedures under the direction, supervision, review of the external auditor. So external auditor will give the direction to the internal auditor to do the work. Okay, that is what we understand by direct assistance. So the internal auditor is doing the external audit, but under the direction, supervision of the external auditor. Okay, that is the whole idea. So direct assistance, why we take? Because sometimes there is a huge shortage of the staff. Because there stands to be a huge shortage of staff, we go for what you can say, my dear soldiers, the direct assistance. That is the thing actually here. Okay. So in this context, what is direct assistance under the relevant standard on auditing? That I already told you that I am taking the help use of internal auditor to perform audit procedures at the direction, supervision, review of the external auditor. Also comment whether prior to the using the internal auditor for direct assistance for the purpose of audit, CM Mukul is required to obtain any written agreement or not. Give examples of procedure in which the CM Mukul shall not use the work of internal auditor to provide direct assistance. So there are three questions. One is what is direct assistance? Second one, what about the written agreement? Should there be a written agreement between Mukul and the internal auditor who provides direct assistance? That is IAPDA. I use a short form IAPD, that is internal auditor providing direct assistance. Give examples of the procedures in which CA Mukul shall not use an internal auditor to provide a direct assistance. So, what is the example for the same where he will not use the work of internal auditor providing direct assistance? So, first of all, what happens before you take internal auditor to provide direct assistance? So, external auditor, what he will do? Mukul is an external auditor here. So, what he will do? Obtain a written agreement from an authorized representative of the entity that the internal auditor will be allowed to follow external auditor's instructions. So, first you enter into an agreement with the authorized representative of the entity that the internal auditor, what he will do, he will be allowed to follow the external auditor's instruction. That entity will not intervene in the work of the internal auditor to perform for the external audit. They will not intervene in the work actually. That's the thing here. So they are not going to, what you can say, my dear, so just intervene in the work actually. That's the thing actually here. So this is what you need to understand. They will not intervene in the work of the external auditor. So obtain a written agreement from the internal auditor that they will keep the confidential matter actually, they will keep it confidentiality as instructed by the external auditor and inform external auditor of any threat to their objectivity. Is there any threat to their objectivity? You please inform us. So two agreements they have to enter. One, they have to enter with those charged with governance. They are authorized representative of the entity, that is DCWG or management, that the internal auditor should be allowed to follow the instruction. That's the thing here. And you should not intervene with the work of the internal auditor. Whatever work instruction I am giving, you don't interfere in that. Second thing, I entered the agreement with the internal auditor who provides my direct assistant that see maintain confidentiality, and if there is any threat to your objectivity, please inform us. Okay, that's the thing actually here. Now, the lastly, where I should not use the work of the internal auditor who provides the direct assistance to the external auditor, where I should not take the help of the internal auditor who provides the direct assistance, where I should not take the direct assistance. First of all, one, where there is a significant judgment is involved. Wherever procedures where you have significant judgment is involved, there you should not take the assistance of the internal auditor. Take example, say accounting estimates. Accounting estimates is nothing but provisions and contingent liabilities. So provision for bad and doubtful debt. So there, a lot of procedure judgments is involved as far as the procedures are concerned. So because it is not a complete amount and altogether, so it is not a amount actually which is like say 100% correct. So there, my dear soldiers, what happens? You should, in that case, my dear soldiers, you should. That's the thing actually. So this is the thing. So you are supposed to, what you can say, my dear soldiers. That's the thing actually here. Okay. So this is the first thing. And second one, my dear soldiers, is that second one, what you need to be very clear is that so where you take a direct assistance, so where a lot of judgment is involved, actually, that's the thing. So procedure which involves significant judgment, that is the one and the most important thing. Significant judgment is involved. There you should not take any kind of assistance. And then procedure where there is a higher assist ROM actually where judgment is involved in performing the relevant audit procedure to evaluate the audit evidence. Then in such case, my dear soldiers, you have to take the help. That's the thing actually here. So this is the flow. For example, first is procedures where significant judgment is involved, and procedures in relation to assessment of risk of material misstatement. Okay, but judgment is involved to perform the relevant audit procedures. And third thing actually here, where the internal auditor has already worked on a particular area and reported to the management. He has already worked on a particular area, reported to the management, and now again I am asking to work on that area. That is not the thing actually here. So this is where, my dear soldiers, you should not use the work of the internal auditor. That's the thing actually. So first thing, where there is a higher ROM is involved actually. That's the thing actually here. And also what you can say, my dear soldiers, where the work has to be done. The fourth thing, where the work has to be done as per the, what you can say, as per the standards on auditing. So wherever you are doing the work as per the standards on auditing. Example, say external confirmation. The external confirmation should be directly obtained by the auditor. There you cannot involve the internal auditor. This work you have to do directly. So there is no question of involving the internal auditor. That is the thing actually. Okay. So these are the four areas. One, procedure which involves significant judgment, procedure relating to assessing the risk of material misstatement, where a lot of judgment is involved in applying the audit procedures. Then, my dear soldiers, a lot of this thing here, and procedures, my dear soldiers, relating to work which internal auditor has already done for the management, and already he has done a reporting on the same, and procedure which is required by the standards in auditing to be done by the external auditor only. Their internal auditor will not be involved. Okay, this is the thing answer for this question. So please answer it thoroughly, properly. That's the whole idea. Okay.